Landscape Engineers Inspector Summary Video. We're here in Haverhill, or Haverhill. We're looking at this fire escape that's on a bank, and it's an all welded fire escape with some bolting. So the authority having jurisdiction shall accept by load test or other evidence of strength. Here in Massachusetts, they're looking for you must examine, test, or certify this fire escape. I'm just trying to see whether or not this fire escape can pass the examination. As we speak right now, it can't. It has too many issues, and let me speak about them right now. First of all, the fire escape must be kept painted and structurally sound, and have an examination every 5 years. So they have not kept this thing painted. So and it's older than 78, so we might have a lead paint issue. Depending on this, it might not be. So we have to find and do a test to see if we got lead. Otherwise, anybody scraping or painting this fire escape must use have a renovator's license. That's step number one. Number two is fire escape has got evidence of rust in a lot of the connections. See that? All that rust right there? Okay? That's something you have to concern yourself with. So we got to take out all that rust, and then you got to rebolt the fire escape. No welding. If you're going to do welding, you have to get a permit. See that side, same scenario. A lot of these welded connections here, you have to x-ray or load test. But if you put gussets and you rebolt any welded connection, there's no need for a load test on this. Okay, so a lot of these welded connections that are rotting from the inside out, once you back them up with a gusset, with a bolt, there's no need for a load test or an x-ray. She is sitting into the sidewalk here, and there's an assumption that the fire escape is sitting on sonos. If you look at the fire escape, there's a slight tilt, but not anything major. But again, this was to avoid tying back into the building. It's not the norm, but it is doable. As you can see, we've got some rot happening on the inside of this. There's the huge crack on this one, and a lot of times water gets in these, expands, and then it snaps the posts. This one probably has the same issue. Looking up at the platform up above, you're going to see that angle up there. Let me see if I can zoom in. It's hard to see, but there's a shelf angle up there too. That's all full of rot, just like the one down below. And that needs to be cleansed. Then you got to rebolt it, put it back. This weight box, as you can see, water's been getting into this weight box, and they start expanding and getting heavy. There is a release arm missing on this fire escape. A lot of times the release arm will be up there so that it comes down with an arm here, and that way when you release it up there, by the time you come down the stairs, this fire escape will hit the ground and stay down. Right now it's counterbalanced backwards. All welded connections everywhere, so all the railings are welded. So you either have to load test or x-ray the welds, as opposed to if you pop a bolt in every single one of them, then there's no need for that. Then you get all bolted connections on the treads, as you can see there. They look like there's only a few that have some rust growing in them. So again, you can do a spot repair on this fire escape and then proceed to one of the following options. Option one is get all the work done, spot repair on this fire escape, and then proceed immediately to a load test. Option two is you can do a spot repair on this fire escape and proceed immediately to an opinion affidavit. And as long as the city accepts that and the liability letter is signed, then that's an old standard that was used in the past. And the final is if you refurbish the entire fire escape, that means all welded connections get rebolted and gusseted. All the bolts on the treads, 100% of them get cleaned, removed, new bolts. Every welded connection, regardless of this, needs to have bolts put in it, just for the liability. Then there is no load test. So full refurb, all welded connections bolted full refurb is a certification with no disclaimer letter. Spot repair can either end in a load test or end in a opinion affidavit with a disclaimer letter. So that's what you have here, and of course it needs a full paint job. Now the next question we have here on this is whether or not the city is going to be looking for engineer oversight. A lot of times when you have a building that's over 35,000 cubic square, they want an engineer control document from the beginning. So we need to discuss that with the city official, and whether or not they want permits or any other requirements Whether they'll accept a sign-off by a licensed fire escape inspector or by a structural engineer is another issue to be discussed with the city. But currently this fire escape does not pass inspection. There's no life safety issues right now that we need to talk about, but we do have a concern that some of these welded connections that look like that, you know, that could be an issue, and that's not only happening here, but it's happening also up above there. So any questions, fire escape engineers? This is Inspector Cisco Meneses, 866-649-0333, 866-649-0333. If you have any questions, please give us a call.